So a lot of people are up in arms over the digital ID system that they're trying to implement, but I don't think people realize that they're also trying to overreach into your money. This is a video by Big Brother Watch, and let's just react to it.
Bitcoin, digital pound, central bank digital currency, Bitcoin. Everyone's talking about how we can make our currency digital, but no one has actually made the case for why a CBDC is needed.
What is a CBDC for?
What's it for? It's to keep track with the reality of how we'll
So this isn't what the CBDC is for, right? It's got traits similar to a cryptocurrency, but this is centralized to the currency of that country. So it's a one-for-one reflection of whatever that country's currency is. You don't get any additional value. There's nothing like that. The only issue is if you were to have something, for example, like Bitcoin, that's not centralized. So when you're using Bitcoin, there's anonymity. Whereas in this version, the CBDC, there is no anonymity. In fact, the country can dictate how you spend your money. They can see your virtual footprint. They can literally probably even reach into your virtual wallet. There is no reason to put your cash into a similar kind of like state as a cryptocurrency where the country can now visually see where you spend your money and possibly dictate how you're going to spend it. Like, that's why this guy's struggling to say any kind of benefit. Because there really isn't. You already have online banking. There is no need for stricter version of online banking.
purchase and save and do our work with our goods.
CBDCs have the potential to reverse our relationship with the state and each other by inserting the government into every transaction we make, raising significant concerns about surveillance and financial control.
And when you have the digital ID system coming in place in the same time that they're trying to raise this, it only has more eyes looking at it. Like, why do you need more control in everything that we do? Why do you need to see what we spend, see where we visit, see what we're doing, like every single second of our lives? And keep in mind, right, they want to implement the brick card on your phone, right? So you and majority of the people in this country will probably have a phone even at the young age of like 12. And even if you're homeless, you'll probably still have a phone, right? So you'd be walking around everywhere with a surveillance object on you. Plus, they'll then be able to see exactly what you're spending your cash on. There is no privacy whatsoever.
5 concerns we have about a UK CBDC. Number 5, digital ID and discrimination. CBDCs are particularly concerning when the government is considering the universal and mandatory digital ID for every adult in the UK.
Yep, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
At a time when the government is seeking more ways to capture personal information about our lives, calls for a CBDC are especially concerning, especially for those who are digitally excluded. Number 4, programmable money. The potential to program the public's personal finances or welfare payments could lead to financial control, an invasion of privacy, potentially a breach of the right to protection of property, and depending on the limitation set, could pose a serious threat to a range of other fundamental rights, from freedom of expression to freedom of assembly, and protection from discrimination. Number 3, privacy intrusion. Generalized surveillance of...
So going back to that last point, right? I don't know exactly what their ability would be. To be fair, they're the ones that's implementing it, so they could do literally whatever they want, right? It's not like it's coming from a private company and then the government's trying to make them reform to what they say. It's the other way around. It's the government's telling you how to reform how they say. Like, there is no second person in the way of them. Like, they're literally the ones that go right to your wallet. So who knows? Like, they could literally just take away your cash if you caught as a protester. You could be banned from buying like fucking groceries. You could be not allowed to go anywhere. What if they do what China do? Social credit score is not high enough? Can't take a train, my guy. Like, you don't know what their extent could be.
CBDC transactions would be inevitable given the context of the current legal landscape, particularly counter-terror law, anti-money laundering law, and investigatory powers law. Every CBDC transaction could be recorded, and anyone with access to the core ledger, be it a public authority or a hacker, could potentially see these transactions. The government has committed to introducing legislation to guarantee user privacy. However, there's no detail on what these protections are, so we don't know how good they'll be.
And do you really trust them? You've seen all those videos of them getting their shit leaked, right? Covert agents having their details leaked. The ones that are meant to have top security access. You've leaked their information to your ops. And you're expecting regular people that don't have that kind of power or authority to just believe that you're going to do us right? Like, come on. No.
Number 2, security risks. A centralized CBDC system could create a huge platform for population data and as such become a critical piece of national infrastructure. This would provide hostile state and non-state actors with a large and tempting cybersecurity target. Combining digital identity and CBDC...
Yep, and also remember, they're already saying that they were getting at least 1 a day. Combine that with your digital ID, yep, that would be hundreds a day. And imagine if that was hooked to your digital ID. So if they got one, they got both.
CBDC poses a serious risk of security breaches and identity theft, and a successful breach could put the entire public at risk. Number 1, exploitation.
Like, doesn't that just make you think, right? Like, how does somebody in that high of a position come up with these ideas and not think like, yeah, like we could really be fucking over like a lot of people with one security breach? I don't know if you guys have ever had to deal with anything like, especially with the police and stuff, right? It is super hard to get any of your shit back when something goes wrong. If you've ever had, like, for example, your car broken because of a policeman, or your door smashed in, like I almost had my door smashed in, you cannot get your money back. It's incredibly hard. You think like you'll get your money back. You literally have to scream and shout on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever it is, right? Until bigger platforms catch a hold of it and start putting them on blast that you may get a representative reach out to you. But if you're a regular person that's not on social media, that doesn't have a platform, you are not getting your money back. If anything happens to you in your property or anything to do with your money and your assets, you're on your own. Like, if you cannot sue or if you cannot get like some kind of legal representation, you are on your own. You're fucked. And most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. Do you think we have cash to be putting aside for legal expenses when these dickheads finally fuck us over? No, we don't. That's hard. That's hard to even like implement because you need cash. Every month we need cash. Cost of living is going up. You do not have any protection by these people. None.
CBDC providers could use personal data to develop marketing activities and tailor products and services. Exploiting personal data this way would endorse mass surveillance and exploitation of the public's sensitive personal data, further shrinking the private sphere in a growing digital panopticon.
I don't think that's too much of an issue. They're basically targeting ads and, targeting what you see. If you're targeting me with things that I want to see, 50-50. I don't get to explore other products. Big whoop. But if you're targeting things that I do not give a fuck about, and you're telling me that I'm going to have to sit through your fucking like huge political speeches and shit, or like every single time I see an ad is a goddamn political campaign, I am going to get pretty pissed off about that. Because what the fuck? Like, I don't give a shit about that. I don't even give a shit about politics. It's just that you're in my fucking face and you ruin my life. Every single fucking day that a new dickhead gets in power, they ruin something. That's the only reason why I'm even talking about it. Because you guys ruin shit that was otherwise fine before you got there.
We are concerned by the growing risk to privacy posed by the rise of CBDCs, which have the potential to enable an unprecedented level of financial surveillance. In our new report, Big Bank is Watching You, Preserving Privacy Amid the Rise of CBDCs, we examined the concerns associated with CBDCs and consider whether they could be designed in a way that both protects privacy and promotes economic stability. You can read it by heading to the description below. The number one way you can help...
Before we get into this bit, right? Why can't we just leave shit alone? Why is it when people get into power, they have to like turn the game on its head, but do it in a way that's like walking 10 steps back for everybody else? Like, why can't we just leave shit alone? He's going to talk about his donations and stuff like that. I'll link that all into the description. I'll also put a petition. It's to do with like stopping the digital ID. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, you can still sign up to that. This has been a great video. This is by Big Brother Watch. Give it a like, or I should do it as well. Give it a like, check out the video, and maybe subscribe to them if you're interested in this kind of stuff. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.